cool. On test today. Finally got around to putting some code in this data logger. It's the basic shunt resistor. 2-wire sensor, so it turns up constant current output, so between 4 and 20 milliamps, and then I just turn up the voltage until it reaches that current. So we shoot it like 10 volts, 10 volts in, turn up the current until it reaches like 5 volts, just keep turning it up. I'm feeding it into a little Arduino, and that's saving it on an SD card. I'll switch mode converters to power it. So they're pretty noisy, so they won't be particularly accurate, and we're also sacrificing quite a lot of resolution. That's a 60 bar sensor, so at 20 milliamps it should the pressure would be up at 60 bar, and we're maximum I want to take this to is like 40 if we get there, and like working pressures at 20. So already I just had a quick go. When the voltage here is at 2.5 volts, the pressure will be 800 psi inside there. So we're only on the 10-bit ADC, we're only going to get like 500 data points over that range, so less than 500, so we might get 1 psi or something per point. I don't know, haven't checked. But it's good just to get any data out of it, we good rather than just squinting at the analog thing. And obviously we'll calibrate a bit by squinting and see if it's about accurate. This beast, big Momma. So each of these is a 8-hour print. They're still extremely difficult to get together. I think maybe because of the size of them, they're shrinking a little more. I haven't actually measured them, but they were very tight to get on, and maybe that's the compromise for using a big fat O-ring. It'll always seal well when you get a lot of millimeters compression. The amount of force you need to do push them together to squash the rubber out of the way makes it difficult. So maybe some kind of mechanical fitting, extracting, or having 2 smaller O-rings, maybe. And the numbers, there's about 15 square inches, so at 20 bar, 300 psi, there's going to be 2 tons of force trying to get in here. So it's, yeah, just thinking about the amount of force involved. And the little ones, the new version, a little bit more clearance on the O-ring, but it's still very difficult to get apart. With a tractor tyre valve, through-hole connector, and just put it off a bigger lump there to be able to drill and screw it in. And this one, hybrid acrylic and ABS, a couple of O-rings, one around the face on the acrylic and one in the back to seal the ABS. And this one was very thin there, so I expect this one won't last long. And the high density polyethylene seems to be fairly reliable so far. Good to see where that one goes. Yeah, so I'm not sure. Just thinking about using the bar to take them apart. If we had a bolt on one end with like an O-ring seal that you could spin, and that would take the caps off, and also the caps reinforce the center, so there's very little distance for the force to work, because it'll be supported through the bar from either end. Possible. And pong, just because I can. I think the OpenROV guys were testing them and they were going down to 36 meters. We'll see how he does. Cool. Set it up. Right, we're charged. Amazing how poor contrast I'm getting on this screen. I don't know if there's something wrong with it, or I haven't set it up right. Put the pressure washer in. I'll feel more comfortable about turning it up if I was further away, so I've moved it further away. Let's see what happens. Hopefully, you see everything going. Yep, Pong's still alive. Go Pong, we love you, man. Fraction over. Okay. A bit, a couple of notches up. Struggling to read the screen on the LCD. There you go. I'm guessing that's about 5 bar now. Hopefully the data will show us. Closer. So that's reading 130 psi. Yeah, could be one of our holds. Check that hold at 130. Jumping all over the place. Around about 130 psi. Kind of hoping to get an update out of the logger that we can calibrate it with when things go, so we can see exactly when things go. If it's sudden pressure drop in the chamber, we should be able to see how things gone when it fails. Creeping up. We're up at reading of 200. Yeah. It says it's 200 psi. This gauge isn't showing anything. It's still only showing maybe 8 bar. What's that? Is that right? 200 psi. 8 times 14. Yeah. That's 100 now. Anyway, we're getting some data, whether that's right or not. 200, 8 times 14.5 should only be 116, and they're getting 220. Meh. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, let's keep cranking it until stuff bursts. Shooting it hasn't gone yet. No, shooting's alright. Coming up in 10 bar-ish. 300 psi. Okay, I don't believe it anymore. I think we haven't filled yet. Hasn't been any dramatic. So if that's true, then it's going to be the analog pressure gauge here. We've got up to 100 meters equivalent depth, 10 bar. Those huge printed end caps, which is quite surprising. Let's see if we can. Guessing 12 bar, coming up 15. Maybe we're starting to leak a little bit. Probably 15 bar now. Over here. Still going up. Maybe 18. Oh, there's the road. The big one off. Must be the big one. Alright. Wow, so I made it for 18 bar, that's quite good. Record. Still release it, release it like that. Well, that's quite impressive. 180 meters for printed end caps. The big ones. Big enough to contain a open rove tube. Back up to where we were. That was at 20 bar, I stopped it. Alright, coming up. Coming up. 18, 19. There goes something. I'm going to say that's the acrylic. I'll notch it back. Don't really want it to burst when I'm right next to it. Anyway, I'm guessing that's the acrylic thing that went, the hybrid. Yep. Well, we didn't get to see it going, but we did record when it went. Which is good. Just that one in the middle left. Two printed end caps on the 70mm tube with a through hull connector on the left. I assume pong's well gone. I can't quite see him. Right, let's crank it. Display is displaying 440 psi, and that is 18 bar. So, show us on that. That's 300, 19. Okay, that's at 200 meters. Okay, let's take it beyond. Goes. 340. Stepping back a bit. 250-ish. Cutting it. We've got the film port on the top side of the lead. Right, the through hull wires haven't gone yet. run the test and see what happens. I don't want my camera to get all wet. I didn't bring the other housing, the waterproof cover for it. Excuse the French. Couldn't get that sucker to go. Couldn't get it to go. Printed end caps are still alive. And the through hull is also alive. Well, okay. Good to 300 meters. That's very surprising. That's the big one went first. Looks like we got some delamination going on. And with the rings, oh, maybe cracking as well on the tube. Yeah. Right, let's crack it open and see what we got. Rock and roll. Right, what went? I can't believe we didn't get that one to best. Even at 300 meters. It's unreal. Caps come off this one. Right. Right. First victim. Acrylic end cap. I don't see where it went. Damn, it looks fine. Wait a minute. Oh, it's shmoo on the inside. It might just have come apart when I depressurized, but that would have meant it had to leak first, so it's leaking somewhere. It might have been that one, wasn't it? Might do. There we go. Looks like just the seat on the back side has gone. There's a bit where the O-ring seals the acrylic on the ABS, and the ABS line from there to the outside O-ring. Just crack there and let some water in. It did look a bit ropey when I was printing it. Cracked all the way through. So that one went. Biggie. Good Momma. Jeez. Okay. Ends come off. Probably just make that a little bit thicker. Because that is the thinnest point. And obviously it was struggling a bit as well. To print that overhang. So what I've done is put some ABS juice in, acetone mixed with ABS, make it kind of slurry to try and reinforce that bit, because it is kind of it struggled to bridge that much because obviously the angle's really low, and when you're 3D printing it's difficult to print the overhang, and that was I saw a weak point anyway. If that was a little thicker, or we could design it so the angle doesn't come up quite so steep there, so that it can print that. And then we might be able to fit an end cap to 200 meters. Wow. But that one's good to 180. Probably reliable at 100, which is all we'd ever go to really for fishing. Cool. This one. Pong, are you still alive, man? Pong's still alive. Oh no, he's full of water. Pong is full of water. But at least he's not two-dimensional. Oh, there's some water in it. Okay, it's not a complete success. There's some water inside there. But also it didn't come in quick enough to fill it up. Okay. I'll call that a success. Wow, couldn't get the thing to break. Cool, we got some data. It's all scaled to nonsense, but it's there. So I'm guessing this line here is where we held it at 37 psi. Pressure went up, up, gradually, and then up here to somewhere. Looped about 180 psi on the analog gauge, and then big one breaks. And then it bounces back, drops down again, bounces back, and I turn the pressure up, and that must be the area there. So this must be collapse, and then bounce, and then down, and then slowly pressurizing again. And coming down, and then something else. Down. Something went straight after, didn't it? The one at the top went flat line. Pressure build up. Need to watch the video. Right, it's the data's there. I still don't know how to use open office spreadsheet program to do graphs and stuff, but more stuff to learn. Anywho, it's noisy as buggery. I guess we could maybe just take a mean of that or something. Get something more meaningful. It'd be useful to be able to zoom in on it as well, see where goes what. And if we get I was recording it the milliseconds since it was turned on. So we turn it on, leave it running until we finish the test. So hopefully map the x-axis with the milliseconds, or the seconds since it was switched on. Maybe, yeah. And on the y-axis is the pressure. Obviously it didn't get up to 600 psi. Must have got to, was like 450 or something, so scaled off. But it's good. Data. Fun playing with that, learning how to use the spreadsheet program. And this one, got it open. Yes, the end that went, and there was a bit more damage in here. Could have been just where that plug came in and hit it as the thing collapsed. That would be my guess. Physical damage as the thing collapsed. And this one, you can just about see a hairline crack along here, which could have let water in. So we're just schmooing for a bit longer in the acetone, like in the chamber, and just leaving it for hours. Or it could have been that dodgy connection around there. Right. and that one's still, yeah, just a seat. You know, results. Winner. Well worth it.